AITA for exposing my future sister-in-law for bullying me in high school at a family event. In high school, I used to be friends with this girl Annika. We were close until junior year, when I discovered she had been spreading false rumors about me. However, even after I stopped being friends with her, she continued to make up lies about me and made my life hell right up until we graduated. We went to different universities and I'm in my mid-20s now. My older brother Carter went to the same university as Annika. Recently, he announced that he had gotten engaged to his girlfriend. Our family was happy for him, but we were surprised at the same time since we didn't know he was dating anyone. He said he'd introduce her at an upcoming family party. The party rolled around and guess who walked in the door with Carter? Annika. I honestly thought I was hallucinating, and I felt sick seeing her again. Carter left Annika with some relatives, then came over to me and asked to talk. We went to another room and Carter explained he'd met Annika at a party and didn't recognize her, but it was love at first sight. But after he found out her full name, he realized it was the same Annika who spread lies about me. He confronted her and she claimed to not remember me or anything she did. He let it go because he liked her. He then pleaded with me to be nice to her since she didn't remember what she had done and that she was a good person. I just told him I needed a moment to myself to process everything. When I eventually went back to the party, I decided I would ignore her. I didn't say anything rude, I just didn't talk to her or acknowledge her. She didn't talk to me or acknowledge me either. But when we sat down to eat, all hell broke loose. One of my aunts asked me how I felt about my brother getting married. I tried changing the subject, but she kept pressing, so I eventually snapped and said something like, I actually don't feel great about it considering his future wife bullied me and never apologized. Everyone turned to look at Annika. She just started crying and ran out of the room. Carter went after her, and they left early. The rest of the night was chaotic because everyone was asking me what happened. I told them. Later, Carter called me and said I was a horrible person for embarrassing Annika in front of the whole family, and I was being petty over high school drama. He demanded I apologize to her. I refused and said he was the awful one for blindsiding me with this, and that if she never bothered to reach out and apologize for what she did while they were dating, I wasn't going to let it go now that they were engaged. He kept insisting that she didn't remember, and she couldn't apologize for something she didn't remember, but I think that's nonsense. I ended up hanging up on him. The way I see it, I was asked a direct question and I provided a direct answer. Also, I don't think I have no obligation to cover for her when she made my life hell, especially when she's lying about not remembering. AITA. I can't believe I have to add this, but random people are messaging me about privacy, so I just want to say that the names in this story are fake. I named Annika after a character in a movie and Carter after a character in a book. Please calm down. NTA I don't buy she doesn't remember. Plus your brother did and chose to ambush you at the family event. Right? Did she have some traumatic brain injury that has caused her to forget her high school years? Does she not consider how she acted bullying so she doesn't remember bullying Op? Op's brother needs to think with his big brain. Let's assume that the fiancé does not remember, a traumatic brain injury or something. The brother reminded her. Told her that she hurt his sister, badly. Anyone who is not a bully would have reached out and apologized before the big family meeting. Did she think that everyone would share her amnesia? Bingo. She, and the brother, are both bullying Op now. If she's such a good person now, why hasn't she tried to reach out to Op to apologize and smooth things over? Instead, she's trying to push through it, just now with a pull me act. And the brother deliberately blindsided Op. No better way than to bully someone than to F her brother. Maybe they did meet, and not recognize each other. But right after, She knew exactly who he was and what she did to Op. She knows what she's doing and Orpaw's brother is playing right into it. For real? I'm most angry at the brother. You know what Annika did to your sister? The moment you realize that, you break it off. I would never ever stay with a person who I learned hurt my brother. He wants to believe Annika doesn't remember, but come on, he knows she does. It would possibly be true if it was a large school and they weren't friends at all. They were friends, FFS. Of course, she remembers exactly what she did. And OMG, to date the brother of the girl you spread rumors about. How awful can one person be? NTA, and honestly I'm not into ultimatums, but Op, seriously tell your brother, it's her or me. What he is doing is so beyond not okay. My brother dated and effed my ex, knowing she cheated on me, spread lies in our combined friend group claiming I was the cheater, and tried to destroy my reputation at my job by calling in with fake complaints about me being rude to customers. He also sent her money when she was in college, even though she had a generous stipend from her family. Then he lied and said all that money went to me because I begged him to help me out. So that was fun. And since he was, and still is, the golden child, everyone in the family believed him and also her until I was able to provide the receipts via the letters she wrote him that he kept, etc. He knew exactly what she'd done, knew what she'd said, and knew what he was doing. I didn't hide the relationship from anyone, even though it pissed off my homophobic folks. Some people are just horrendous human beings. I'm female and bi. Trying to make him choose accomplishes nothing. He's already made it clear that he chooses to get laid over cutting off his sister's tormentor. There's no way I could ever trust him as long as he's with her. Op would do better to distance herself from him for her sanity and protection as much as possible. To be sure, but by saying it she makes it clear she won't assist with childcare if they have kids, offer any financial assistance if they struggle, and don't expect any gifts from her. There is choosing your so, and then there's the reality that such a choice means he can never ask her for anything. This way there are consequences for his choice. Yeah, when I found out this guardian was a bully to my younger brother, I ghosted him immediately. Well yes, because you love your sibling and are a decent person, something Op brother isn't. Even if she legitimately did not remember, she could have reached out to Op and said something along the lines of, I genuinely do not recall doing this, but your brother made me aware of ways I may have hurt you. I'm sorry for anything I did to hurt or offend you, and I hope we can move past this. I came up with a nickname for a girl back in 3rd grade because she made weird noises. It ended up sticking, oops, through the end of high school. She wasn't unpopular, but she didn't like the nickname. I still remember what my words did, and I at least apologized to the girl back in 9th grade. We became friendly, but her little revenge was to call me by the nickname. I certainly hated it. We are even now. Annika remembers. And by pretending not to, she's certainly not remorseful.
Consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more of Reddit Universe.